spoiler, it's shit.
Hello there, GB and AJ here, and welcome to Fast Forward, where we follow up on episodes of Rewind Classic Movies to look at what happened after those iconic films came out. Today we're diving back into The Running Man, but not the 87 version, the new one from 2025. AJ, how were you feeling going into this new modern take on a classic Arnold movie?
I'd like my money back, please.
Oh no.
And the end.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week.
Absolutely. What the worst thing is, I told a mate I was going to see this at the cinema, and I never go to the cinema. And I said I'm going to cinema, and he basically said, "Oh, I'll come along." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then he texted me half an hour later, and he said, "I'm going to bring my brother along as well, if you don't mind." I was like, "Yeah, cool, let's go." And I'm sat there halfway through this film thinking, Christ, I brought two innocent bystanders into this, and I had to say, look, I'm not here because I want to see this film. I'm here literally because it's my job, and I felt personally responsible, and like I both owe them an apology and like a pint, and they'll probably listen to this, so that when they finally do get around to listening to this fast forward, look boys, I'm sorry, this is the reason that I went to this film, thanks for coming, but yeah.
Well, I'm going to try and keep my cards a little bit closer to my chest.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, it's shit, the end. What about you?
So look,
I like the fact we both went, though. Props to us for taking this seriously.
I mean, as soon as I knew it was coming out, I knew I wanted to go and see it. But let's dive into why, right? So it's been almost 40 years since the original came out. Mm-hmm. Did anyone want this? Before knowing it was coming, was anyone going, oh, do you know what I'd really like is a remake of The Running Man?
I didn't.
No.
Because I'd never seen The Running Man.
Oh, yeah.
Like before. If anyone's listened to our podcast on this previously, they'll know that I'd never seen the film before watching this. So,
shocking.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting a sequel or thinking like, God, I'd love to see this one remade.
So for me, finding out that the Arnie movie was not that close to the book was quite interesting. And so then when I found out that the new version was going to be more authentic, it sort of got my attention. And I was like, okay, I'm involved. You loved the book.
Yep.
Were you excited to go and see a movie that was closer to that version?
I was. So I'd watched The Running Man by this point, and I thought, okay, cool, I'd be interested to see how this is made, knowing that from what I'd heard, it was more like the book. I was excited because of that, and also because Edgar Wright's directing it. So
Edgar Wright is probably a big hook for both of us. We both love his work. What's your favourite Edgar Wright film?
Spaced, which is not a film. I mean, it's how he cut his teeth, directing Spaced with Simon Pegg. That fantastic Channel 4 series. I think maybe there's 2, maybe 3 series. Do you know, it depends. Of all the Cornetto trilogy, I don't really like the third one. I don't remember what it's called. The World's End. Don't really like that one. It's funny. But out of the two, between Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead, I think it depends on how I'm feeling that particular day. Today, Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
But also, Baby Driver is a good film.
I was going to say, Baby Driver is possibly my favourite. But it's hard to, Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz are so iconic. They
are brilliant. But the thing is the editing style. It's those quick snap kind of like, and you and I have done a lot of filming like that for some of our promotional stuff at some of the places we've worked in. We've done a similar kind of filmmaking because of him. So we've been properly influenced by him and some of that sort of stuff. And I love that kind of storytelling that's quick, bang, 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 bang. Great.
So let's just still talk about the things that we're excited about that got us into the cinema. Glenn Powell, I really like. He's had some great movies.
Do you? Okay, cool.
He was good in Twisters. He was good in Hitman, and there's some other bits. Did you know his work?
No. Do you know what? I saw him in Twisters very recently. In fact, I saw him the weekend I was with you.
Thought we don't talk about that.
Apart from that, I don't think I know him at all, although I've heard his name quite a bit, and I'm aware that he's in some sort of American football thing.
Oh, yes.
On one of the streaming
Chad
things.
Powers. I've started watching it, I haven't finished it. It's pretty decent.
Okay, fair enough. Is it all right? Yeah?
It's all right, yeah.
He seems like a good old American guy that just, can play any sort of role, really, any sort of protagonist. He's like the latest sort of Hollywood protagonist guy.
So you saw Twisters before you saw The Running Man?
Yes.
So based on that, how were you feeling like going into it?
Yeah, I was positive, definitely. I liked him in Twisters. I didn't to begin with, but then as the film went on, I kind of liked it. And I thought Twisters was actually quite a good film.
Yeah.
Because I love the original, classic. You know, again, big part of my childhood, that one. Saw that loads of times on VHS. Yeah. I think we're probably going to have to review that at some point for the main podcast. I thought it was going to be crap, Twisters. I thought it was going to be crap. So I went in, you know, with no expectation, was actually like, oh, actually, this is quite all right. You know, middling, definitely.
Yeah.
Solid, all right.
Yeah, I think if there wasn't the original movie, you'd just go, that's a good movie.
Yeah.
Without comparison. Which is an interesting point where it brings us on to is the comparison. I mean, Stephen King gets his name on this finally as well. It infamously was Richard Bachman for the original movie. And the book, obviously, but by this point, everyone knows who he is, so they just slap Stephen King on it. Probably helps bring some more people into the theatre, I skeptically say. So now that was our expectation or our excitement. So what was the reality for you? Let me start then, because I found that the way we dropped into the movie at the start, I found it a bit weird. I found this odd tone of you drop in with Glenn Powell's Ben Richards' character, sort of moaning to his boss, trying to save his job, right? Because he's got a sick daughter. And it didn't do anything for me, I'll be honest. Like, I like Glenn Powell, but he didn't seem to be the most relatable or nicest character. We didn't really know where he was, you know, what the workplace was. And then we have this sort of, a little bit later, he does this long walk where we get the titles come on screen, and that sort of felt both out of date and unnecessary. And I was barely 5 minutes in, and I was already getting concerned about the tone mismatch of where we were.
Yeah. I know he took his daughter, or its child anyway, to the boss, you know, to complain to his boss with him, and it's like, I don't know, it just was awkward and a bit weird, and it just didn't feel right at all. It was odd. And then his wife's at home, and they're like, we can't afford anything. So all right, you're seeing the world building going on. Yeah, no one can afford anything. Everything's expensive. She's a stripper / exotic dancer, doesn't really want to do it but has to for the money or whatever. It's all pretty miserable and bleak, you know, understandably. That's kind of what it is. And he's sort of looking at what shows he can go and do to get the money and stuff like that. And of course the big one is The Running Man.
Well, he doesn't want to do it, of course. He sort of gets convinced into doing it.
That's right. I was already bored at this point, and it was, you know, really early on, like, oh God, what have I done? I remember sitting in the cinema going, oh shit, I've got to sit through the rest of this now. And it was early on, I knew it just wasn't going to be good.
I think the biggest crime of the opening for me, even up to where he auditions for the TV show, is it's not dark and kind of like that twisted nature like the 87 movie, and it's not a fun Edgar Wright movie. It's just this in between, and it's a bit boring.
Fully. I mean, they almost, you know, all right, they're queuing up and stuff like that for the auditioning and stuff like that. But after they get through the auditioning, I don't know, they take them off into rooms with people and like, here's some champagne and stuff. And it's like, there was no comedy to it. There was no darkness to it. There was no nothingness to it. It's just, we're just watching a film. Yeah, not really. It felt like he could get out at any minute and go, God, hang on a minute, I'm doing a terrible thing here. But yeah, they really wanted him, and like, yeah, here it is, kid. Here's what we'll give you, kind of thing. And I think at that point, there was one point you realise that he's just going to surrender and do it because he can earn a lot of money, and even if he dies, you know, his wife and kid will get, you know, everything, kind of thing.
Well, the thing is, we know he's going to do it. It's called The Running Man. And we've seen the trailer.
I know, but, you know, you're thinking like, you know, you're trying to watch it as as time goes. It's like, hey, he's not going to do it. Is he going to do it? He could walk away from this. Is he going to walk away from this? How's it going to go? Is he going to get press ganged into it? Very much like Arnie was in the original film. Is he going to sign up of his own volition, or is he going to be press ganged into it like Arnie was?
That's the thing, is like it wasn't like, I would have liked to have been tricked into it or something like that, because as it was, he just sort of went, I'm not going to do it. Oh, okay then. Right. And it's well, there was no real tension of it. And you take Glenn Powell, who's quite a likable actor, and in his roles you kind of care about him, but I'm not sure I even cared about the predicament he was in this. Poor little girl's fucking dying or whatever, and he's not a particularly likable character, I wouldn't say. Yeah, we probably get to like him throughout the movie, but it doesn't start that way.
You do, but maybe that's just because, maybe we shouldn't. Maybe he is like your average Joe. We don't like everybody all the time, do we?
There's a bit I was going to bring up later, which is at some point in the movie, he's described as the angriest man who ever auditioned. That's fucking mental. What are you talking about? He's not that angry. He's not that likable, and he's not that angry.
Yeah.
He's just a bit of a, why are you so bothered about him?
Yeah.
But let's talk about the Arnie problem. So Glenn Powell is replacing Arnold Schwarzenegger. And we see Arnie early on in this movie because they've printed his face on some money in the future. When is this set, by the way?
Do you know what? I don't know. In the future.
Just generic future?
Generic future. I don't know if there's even a date. Like I know at the start of the first Running Man in 87, it was 2017. Yeah. I don't know about this one, to be honest.
Because the original, the book had it written in 2025, right, when that came out in the 80s. Now, Glenn Powell said that he contacted Arnold Schwarzenegger, who gave the film his, full quotes, full blessing.
Because it's up to Arnold Schwarzenegger to give his full blessing.
I don't think anyone gives a fuck, really.
Right? Do what you want, kid.
Yeah. But how does Glenn Powell compare to you?
To Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, we critiqued Arnie as not being the best choice, right? When we talked about the 87 movie, we said that Arnie was sort of a bit of a strange choice. He was too big and muscly, and it sort of ruined the movie because they had to rewrite it around him. So now we do have someone who is more normal and down to earth.
Yeah, he was more fitting for the role than Arnold Schwarzenegger was for this role. But still not. He's still too pretty and handsome and quite strong. But he's this new Hollywood strong as opposed to big bulky strong. He's still quite fit.
Yeah.
He's still not your average Joe.
We want an Adrian Brody in that film where he was really thin.
Oh, dude. Well, no, maybe not The Machinist. Maybe that's a bit too far thin. That's a bit too much.
Yeah.
Bit too much. Not Adrian Brody, that was Christian Bale, wasn't it?
Was it Christian Bale?
Yeah, Christian Bale and The Machinist.
Didn't Adrian Brody do a big weight loss thing as well? I can't remember.
Adrian Brody usually plays those sort of forlorn characters as a standard anyway. So that might be a thing, actually. Yeah.
Could you imagine Arnie in this version of the movie?
No, not at all.
I'm trying to think about it.
No, Arnold, they wrote the part for Arnold quite well, and Arnold did more of that sort of arena fighting kind of thing. And here's the thing, there was no running in The Running Man. In this film, there's a lot of running, and in the Arnold film, there's no running really. There's no running at all. They just sort of like, they're in one arena and then suddenly it's like cut to the next arena and then cut to buzzsaw. Oh shit, look out. You've got an opera singer coming after you in a cardboard car. Whereas this film, there is running. They're trying to get away from it, and you've got the flying things and you've got the drones and you've got the stuff. There is a lot more hide and seek. Well, sure.
Speaking of running, and off the back of phone calls that probably don't need to be made, Tom Cruise phone called Glenn Powell. They were both in Top Gun Maverick together. So Tom Cruise,
didn't know that.
Tom Cruise rang Glenn Powell to give him advice about shooting the movie. I'm just going to give you some notes, Glenn. I know you haven't filmed it yet. Anyway, Glenn Powell said, Tom rang me to give me the lowdown. What I thought would be a 10-minute phone call lasted 2.5 hours. He basically told me how not to die. He also gave me running lessons. He said, you should film yourself running because you don't look as cool as you think you do.
Mate.
Harsh?
Right. Tom Cruise That's hilarious. How'd you give running lessons over the phone?
I mean, Tom Cruise does have, I'd say, a distinctive run.
Yeah, he does. He runs fast, that boy.
That boy.
Well, that boy. He's older than I am.
Yeah.
He's short, that boy. I mean, props to him. I think I've said this before in previous episodes or whatever. I mean, he does do a lot of, some amazing stuff, like repetitively, not bungee jumping, driving a motorcycle off the edge of a cliff and then parachuting. Like, I want to do that.
Do you?
Once. Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. I love that shit. And he does it over and over again. You lucky bastard. It's just a shame he's a Scientologist, but anyway, that's another topic completely. That's hilarious. Running. That's very funny.
Who could have been the star of this? If it's not Glenn Powell, right? And this is nothing against Glenn Powell. I think Glenn Powell's great. But if not Glenn Powell, who would you have here? Right, so before I'm getting ahead of myself, Ryan Gosling, Chris Evans, and Chris Hemsworth. Yeah.
Oh,
they were all in the mix.
right. I was going to say Chris. I could see Chris Hemsworth, and was he one of the mix people?
Yeah,
I've not actually dived into it that deeply.
Chris Hemsworth was really good in a movie that's a bit like this in a way. Oh God, what's it called? It was quite a low budget. No, this was a low
Black
budget.
Hat?
No, I'm gonna have to Google it.
Oh, The Extractor.
Yes, Extraction. Yeah,
that one.
That's how you should do this movie.
Sounds like my dentist.
Yeah,
that was
a great movie.
Yeah. Well, yes, the first one was.
I haven't seen the second.
And the third?
Oh God, what?
Oh, dude, it's like, stop it. Like, it's John Wick 6. It's like, oh.
Well, he's coming back as Thor for Doomsday, so.
Is he?
Yeah.
I thought he'd.
They're all coming back. They need to milk the old lot because the new lot aren't bringing in the bucks.
Shit.
Yep. Trailers have just started dropping.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Is that including Iron Man?
Well, Iron Man is playing Doomsday, so he's playing Doctor Doom.
I don't know what that is. Do you know what? I don't. Yeah. Do you know what? This is the thing. I don't know the comic book stuff. I don't know.
Well, me neither. But yeah, Tony Stark died, and now
right.
Robert Downey Jr. is coming back as Doctor Doom. So he's playing a bad guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, not as. Oh, just as a completely separate
character.
Same actor, completely separate character.
Yeah. Is
that going to work though? That's a bit like when they had Jack Wade in GoldenEye and Tomorrow Never Dies playing the bad guy in the previous film with Dalton, and it's just like, oh, well, that's the same guy playing a completely different character. I
wouldn't be surprised if they did a whole, well, he's actually Tony Stark from another dimension, or something like that.
Makes sense.
So but I mean, is it a Glenn Powell problem?
No, I don't think it is. No, I think it's purely director.
If you stick Chris Hemsworth
writer
in this role, is it better?
No, I don't think so. No, it's not imminently better at all. It's just I could see Chris Hemsworth doing it. I could see one of those sort of Hollywood boys doing it.
I keep coming back to the angriest man comment. If that's the character, an angry man, I don't think you pick any of these people. Ryan Gosling, Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Glenn Powell, they're not angry people.
Do you know who I'd like to see doing it? Maybe, although maybe not now, maybe 10 years ago would be, or maybe longer, maybe 20 years ago would be...
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, exactly, right? He'd be brilliant. Hello there.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, I was going to say.
Yes.
Ewan McGregor,
I think, would be... Because I'm just thinking about the running. When you mentioned about the running, at the beginning of Trainspotting, when he's being chased...
Yeah.
After shoplifting, he runs well, and I could see him maybe a younger Ewan McGregor playing this. I think that would be quite cool.
A Jason Statham.
Oh shit! Yes, absolutely. That's the one. That's it. Him.
But then, is he angry enough? I don't know.
Yes, mate. Have you seen Crank?
Yeah.
That's a great film, actually. Crank. That's hilarious. I like that a lot. Stupid, fast, but funny.
I tell you who would be great at it, and we mentioned him, Christian Bale.
Oh, do you think so, though?
Oh, yeah, I think he'd bring that intensity, and also quite normal.
Yeah, all right. What about McConaughey?
No, too nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's not very nice in the Dallas Buyers Club.
Edgar Wright is in there somewhere.
Well, there's a moment where I thought it was really going to come out. So there's this, like... shooting scene kind of thing where Michael
Cera.
Cera, yeah, it's his house or his mum's house or something like that, and he's got it all like a bit booby trapped and ready to go for when the man turns up, and
it's
he
what I
takes
call the Home Alone bit.
Yeah, dude, exactly that, right? Yeah, the Home Alone bit, absolutely. And it's like, oh, here we go. This is where Edgar Wright's going to be Edgar Wright, finally doing the thing. And then it like, no, it doesn't quite, like, you can see it wants to go there, but doesn't.
It's the most Edgar Wright bit of the film, but it's also the most out of place.
They were trying to force the comedy a bit too much by this point, I think.
Yeah.
I almost feel like it might have been a pickup later on.
Do you
where
think?
The producer, maybe, because I think the producers might have gone like, it's all just a bit flat, or it's a bit dark, can you inject some comedy into it? And it just feels like there's this weird standalone comedy bit there.
It's like they tried too hard to go, shit, we need to up the comedy, we'll just do it all in a section.
In a single section, which makes me feel like it might have been a pickup. I don't know.
It's a real shame because the movie felt like there wasn't any Edgar Wright in there.
No Edgar Wright. There was no Edgar Wright in there whatsoever. And I'm really disappointed by that.
He talked about doing this 10 years ago.
If you go and see a
Wes
Wes Anderson's film, you go to see a Wes Anderson film because Wes Anderson, for example, you know what's coming, you know what the cinematography is going to be like, you know what the colour's going to be like, you know it's going to be bonkers. And you go to see an Edgar Wright film because you liked watching Spaced when you were a kid and high out of your tits. And then you like watching Shaun of the Dead. You like watching the Cornetto trilogy. You like Baby Driver. Stuff like that. It's like, yeah, this is great. And then, oh, what the fuck are you playing at, mate? Like,
playing devil's advocate, is that unfair of us as the audience?
No.
To try and typecast him into one type of director?
No.
If you took his name off of this movie and you didn't know who directed it and you went and saw it, would you have a different experience?
Interesting. Okay. Yes, I would have a different experience because I probably wouldn't go to see it. I think the only reason I actually went to see this film is because Edgar Wright was directing it. Even though I knew we'd be doing it for the fast forward, I probably wouldn't have bothered going to see it.
You've gone, I fancy me some Edgar Wright action.
I do.
Fun.
I totally do. I absolutely went because Edgar Wright directed it. That's the reason I went, for sure. Because I like his work, and like I said, I've made work that's similar to his work because of the work he's made. I was disappointed. And yeah, you say you don't pigeonhole people, but then you do, because you go to see people for what they do. You go to see artists because of the art they create, and I know that you can create also. It hasn't got to be an action film. Different directors produce different things. Look at Spielberg. Look at the breadth of stuff that he's done. Look at the films he's made. And then he directed West Side Story, one of my favourite musicals of all time. And he did it brilliantly. So he can do everything. And he can do it well. And, he's got a certain way of working. And so, yeah, you say, can we pigeonhole people? Yeah, I think we can.
But so he's gone and done something a bit outside the box and we don't like it.
Yeah. No, totally not. I'm really pissed off. I want to give him a ring and, oi.
But do you think if you had seen it and you didn't know it was Edgar Wright, would you go, actually it was quite good fun?
No, I'd have just been bored. Yeah. That was just a shit film. But it was not only shit, but I'm disappointed.
But this is meant to be the positives.
Is it?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know we're in the positive section.
So he talked about doing this 10 years ago with Chris Evans, which is what I find strange. He's obviously got a passion about it. He obviously, I assume he likes the original of the book, and he spent all this time sort of preparing it.
Christ, did he?
Well, I mean, not all the time, but it's obviously been on his mind.
He woke up one day and went, yeah, all right, let's go.
But there were some good bits. I really liked Coleman Domingo as the TV host, Bobby T. Found that very enjoyable.
Definitely.
And I liked that they split up the role back to the book, so you've got the separate host and then Josh Brolin is Killian, and I thought he was quite good as well. The problem is all I can hear is the voice of the guy from Avengers. Who's the big purple bloke?
Oh,
the
what?
Josh Brolin voice.
Clicky fingers bloke.
Yeah, clicky fingers bloke.
He's got all the diamond rings in his knuckles.
That's it, yeah, the diamond rings. Oh no, how can I forget his name?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know what his name is.
Oh no.
End game, isn't he an end game?
Yeah.
He clicks his fingers and everyone dies, or half the people die, or something weird like that.
People will be shouting at us right now. So ridiculous.
I could go and ask my son. He would know.
Thanos
is Greek.
Yeah. Are you? I destroy the world. No, not today. I can't be bothered.
Not today. Come, my friend. Come.
We destroy the world tomorrow.
You. Come, my friend. Look, click fingers. Look, my friend. Oh, come, my friend. Special deal for you. Nice price.
I also really liked William H. Macy.
Yeah, I felt that William H. Macy is always brilliant. He's a great actor, and I thought he was a bit wasted. I thought he wasn't particularly well directed. I liked the fact he was in it. I liked he was underground.
That was one of my favourite scenes, was the bit where he gets tortured.
Christ, that's one of your favourite scenes.
Mm-hmm. It just had you don't often see that in movies, that was almost done at a bit of a quick Edgar Wright pace. Yeah, I just thought it worked.
Fair enough.
And I quite liked some of the deaths, sort of the montage of previous contestants. They were quite amusingly stupid.
Yeah, actually, they were, weren't they?
But it wasn't. It was such a small moment.
It was, actually. I'd forgotten about it. I mean, this is about a month ago I saw this film, so I'm having to, nothing really memorable has stuck with me. I did have to really think about the film earlier, thinking, oh yeah, I need to talk about this later. What happened?
I watched it a few days ago, and I'm feeling much the same way.
Yeah.
I quite liked. One of the things I thought was really strong was the whole network TV. So you've got this whole network of shit TV shows that feel really real. We talked in the previous episode about how they had one
climbing for money.
That was it. And that was a good sort of bit of world building. This then takes it to the nth degree and does a really good job, I thought.
Loads more. Yes, it does. In fairness, all right, in some defense of the film, there are loads more, and he tries out for them, doesn't he? Or goes to audition for different, or something like that. And there's lots of different. Because I think there's there's a scene where he's answering all of the questions correctly, or something like that in one of the episodes. And there's all these different things where you can earn like $1,000 and $1,000 here, or $500 there, or whatever.
But it just felt like, get me in the fucking Running Man. Like,
yeah.
There was all this setup that didn't do anything or add anything, and you just want to see, a bit like the trailer, you want to see Glenn Powell getting chased the fuck around.
Yeah.
I think I liked that the dancing girls were back. It was a bit of a throwback.
That was a throwback. Yeah.
But some of it definitely felt weaker. There were bits. One thing I really didn't enjoy was where in the original movie there was a lot about video manipulation and how they would transform people's faces and lie about stuff and re-edit stuff. They sort of do that here, but it's not done as well or as interesting. Mm-hmm. And we were saying in the Rewind episode, actually, a lot of the stuff that's talked about and done in the 87 movie is still relevant today, whether it's AI, CGI, or media editing, Trump speech, all that kind of stuff.
Very much.
But it's like they didn't bother.
Yeah.
They sort of touched on it, but didn't really do anything with it.
They did the similar thing where they sort of introduced the contestants and like, this guy's a really bad guy. He kills kittens and cuts dogs' throats. Oh God, he's an awful guy. Similar like they did with Schwarzenegger. Yeah, he killed all these innocent people and he's an awful guy and he needs to, what an awful guy we hate. And we know he's not, and we know the corporations are big bad people. But there was, that was a similarity between the two films, kind of thing.
I tell you, one of the worst bits of the movie for me that just didn't work is the fucking bad guy with the mask. You can't even remember him.
I can't. Mate, I want to.
Guy that's like there in the background throughout most of it.
And shit!
He looks like a crap UK TV Channel 4 sketch.
That's right. Which is kind of how Edgar Wright started it.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. And he says, take your mask off. And he's like, no. And then the guy's like, no, take it off.
Yeah. It's Lee Pace as Evan McCone, who I kept thinking was called McMask.
I don't think I know who Lee Pace is.
No. They look like a bunch of bad Fortnite characters. These guys in sort of a mask and combat trousers.
Maybe that's the whole idea.
Oh, it's dreadful. It was like the least threatening thing ever.
But I mean, it just goes to show, because actually I didn't remember who he was at all until, yes, of course, I've just dawned on me. Yeah, no, I don't remember. Yeah, that's the thing. Didn't stick with me at all. That says a lot, doesn't it? I saw this film a month ago, knowing full well I need to talk about it, and nothing's really stayed with me.
Yeah. It makes me wonder, actually, if a lot of the movies you have seen are the ones that you come on and go, I've never seen that.
I think I would have remembered The Running Man.
You have seen Predator 2, actually.
Maybe I have seen Predator 2.
No,
I'll watch
you'd
it.
remember it. It's great.
The thing is, I remember Predator.
Mate, Gary Busey.
Oh, shit, is he in it?
Yeah, Gary Busey. I was going to say Danny DeVito. Not Danny DeVito. Danny.
That would be hilarious. I'd fucking pay to see Danny DeVito in Predator. He's a good runner.
Yeah. Let's talk about the ending and some other bits around this new movie. What did you think of the ending on the plane bit of it? Because let's describe, if you can remember, like what happens towards the end with the plane and stuff.
Oh God, I know that they get on the plane and then it all gets it's the big reveal, isn't it? I think like it all becomes quite apparent what's going on, and he isn't.
You say that, I don't know, I can't remember.
Isn't the TV host on the plane with them? And he's like, look,
No.
I can offer you in. No,
He's on a TV screen.
He's on a TV screen. Okay, cool. She's there. Little girl who got pulled over in the Mini that time, and
yeah,
sort of
she
got
suddenly
taken.
gets thrown into it, and so he's trying to do a deal with Glenn Powell to
he's
give him his own
basically,
TV series where he becomes a hunter.
Yeah, I can offer you the world, the money, the fucking lot, and you can be the new McMask.
But then they try and say that they've killed his wife and kid.
Yes, that's right.
And then they try and say, no, have we? Oh, does it matter?
Yeah, who knows?
And Glenn Powell starts losing his shit a bit while sort of having this masked guy on the plane. Oh, it's just such a messy kind. Like this whole bit on the plane was a bit like, is this necessary? How
Didn't he get like chucked out? Didn't he parachute?
Yeah, so we get
Didn't he get sucked off?
Sorry,
sucked off.
I think we watched a different movie. That would have made it better.
Didn't he get like? Did he let the parachute off out of a window and?
Yeah, so it's the classic Bond. I think he pulls the parachute and he, like, as you say, gets sucked off or sucked out.
Yeah.
I did like they do this kind of rewind heist style retelling of the story towards the end when you think it's played out one way and they sort of show you it wasn't quite like that.
Yeah, and I remember that he can't reunite with his family. He has to see them from a distance or something.
That's it. And then, like, so they storm the studio a bit like the original. Shit goes down.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember. Do you know, it's a couple of days ago I watched this.
It's really bad, actually, thinking about it. I'm so sorry. Everyone's listening to it going,
Glenn Powell turns up, but he's sort of a surprise on the TV host. And that's right, because the main host quits and Killian goes out to present, but people sort of turn on him. And then Glenn Powell comes in and causes chaos. I can't even remember if Killian dies. He must do.
He must do.
And then we have that scene that you're talking about where you see the wife and kid and then they look out and Glenn Powell seems to be outside waiting for them. But it's all a bit like, why?
It's just all a bit loose, isn't it? It just all feels like it's wrapped up too quick. And the thing with the Arnie film, I mean, okay, we rated the Arnie film a C. And if you haven't listened to that podcast, you should probably go and do that now. But I felt that it was a better film because, I don't know, it was a bit more budget and it was a bit more janky. This is, a sort of Hollywood CGI polished film that's just lacking. And it just feels a lot more... I think it's worse for it because, I don't know, just at least you had models and the effects were, I think, better if they weren't what you'd class as worse. But I would say
they're worse. Like the scene of them going down the chute, worse. It was way better in the 87
the tunnel.
Version.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the tunnel was great.
Just overall, I think the visual effects weren't as good. I mean, there wasn't that many in the original, but this is the thing with modern movies is they end up spanking so much money on an effects budget, and then they're rushing it. Do you know how long this film took to make?
No.
This film was released almost exactly, it was like a week longer, but a year from the minute they started shooting to the moment it appeared in cinemas.
What? When they started shooting?
Yep. They started shooting it in, I think, November 2024. And it wrapped, I think it was March, and it was out in the cinema in November.
So they managed to edit it and everything, colour grade the lot, and do... And test screens and all the other shit that goes with it, all the marketing.
And it cost $110 million.
$110 million?
Do you know how much it's made?
No.
70.
Less. Yeah, I was going to say, I bet less. I bet it's a flop.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. It's just shit. I bet Stephen King's pissed off.
Well, Stephen King likes it. He called it a bipartisan thrill ride.
Oh, sod off. He's just trying to cash in on his book.
Well, he will like it because it's close to the book, I imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not known for saying films are great.
No, I was going to say most of the films that have been made of his books have been fucking terrible.
Yeah. Cujo.
Apart from The Mist. That was...
Pet Sematary.
Horrific.
That's good.
The Mist. Oh, God. You ever seen that film?
A long time ago.
Oh. You can never forget it. After you've seen that film, you never forget the ending. Never forget it.
One thing I liked was there was a line Glenn Powell says... I will shoot us both if you start crying.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, some woman starts to get emotional. He's like, I'm not having any of this.
There's a bit where I don't know, he's filming his little self-tape videos, a bit, Big Brother style. And there's a bit where he, I don't know, halfway through the film or midway through the film, he really leans into it and buys into the fact that he's into this. And I don't know, he starts doing them with a bit of comedy and stuff.
That's where it gets going. And that was basically what the trailer was.
Yeah, and it feels like, here we go then, go on. And then it doesn't quite launch. It just doesn't quite,
he does that thing where he causes the explosion and he flips the bird to the camera.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm still alive, fuck you! And it's like, I think that's what we were all led to believe the movie was going to be. Like this high-octane, energetic kind of anarchic sort of vibe, I don't know. And it ended up being just a bit of that in the middle and just surrounded by boring stuff.
Yeah.
Was Glenn Powell miscast?
I don't think so. Like I said, you could... And this is going to sound terrible to Glenn Powell, but you could have any generic A-lister Hollywood bloke in that role, and it would still be the same movie. I don't think it's Glenn Powell that has made it bad. I don't think he's been miscast. I don't think it's him that's let the film down.
So what was the issue?
The direction, the speed, but evidently the speed it was made, the lack of care, maybe the script, maybe the producers, maybe the studio interference, maybe the studio were like, Edgar Wright, no, you can't direct like that. No, that may be how you used to direct, but no, we're just getting you to do a job.
See, for me, I don't look at it as a speed issue because I think there was nothing that looked like unfinished or rushed. Like the visual effects were fine. Like they're not horrific and unfinished. They're just modern rushed effects like any other movie, overused. I think the problem for me was just the tone. Like it didn't know what it wanted to be. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that probably was a problem from before they started shooting.
Yeah.
Like how if you were to put this into a genre, it doesn't really go in comedy. It probably just about goes in action. It's like,
I know.
It doesn't make me feel anything.
Where do you put this? It could have been a funny Shaun of the Dead / Baby Driver /
do you know what?
I don't know, Hot Fuzz comedy-ish. And you could have scaled back the comedy a little bit, but you could have had a lot of fun with it in places. You could have had it quite serious.
Hit the nail on the head, because what we're trying to do is take some very dark source material, and like the original, they shoehorned it and remolded it around Arnold because he was a big bulky bloke who was meant to be playing a weak character. And what we've done here is take the same source material and try and wrap it around Edgar Wright and make it fit him. When actually,
but why?
The two don't go together. He was the wrong choice of director.
And the thing is, but why would you hire?
It sounds like he had a personal love for the movie.
Well, yeah, no, but fair enough. But why would you hire him? Or unless he said, I want to do it.
I think that's what happened. He talked 10 years ago about wanting to do it, so he's made it happen. And he's just not the right guy to be doing it.
But why would you? But the thing is, why would you go in? I'm not going to try and play jazz.
Mate, I was going to make the same comparison. I was going to go to music.
Yeah, I'm a punk rock guitarist. I'm a punk rock singer. That's what I know and love. I'm not going to go and try and do like lounge jazz. I listen to jazz and I like jazz. I'm not a jazz guitarist, so why am I going to try and do that?
But I think if you'd had a career, I mean, I could leave it there. If you'd had a career,
I have had a career. Don't even. That's my longest career to date.
If you'd had a successful career,
how fucking dare you, Mr. Bartlett?
If
I had a very successful career. In fact, that was my most successful career to date as well.
I mean, you saying that's my most successful career, there's no bar for people to establish what that means.
True.
If you had gold and platinum records and #1 albums, all right, 6 or 7 times over, right, with your punk rock output, you might then start to think, fuck, there's more to me than this, and you might then go and do something different.
I
not
see
you,
what you're
because
saying.
you're not that ambitious, but you know.
No, I know. I'm not ambitious at all. No, hell no.
Or that talented. But if someone had that kind of talent, it's like me and you starting a podcast. No right to be in this space.
No right at all whatsoever. So if you're listening, thank you very much.
Yeah. I mean, as well as it being quick, it was also the first film that he didn't entirely shoot on film.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and he said it was because of, quotes, financial and logistical reasons, which does not sound like the place you want to be when making a movie. I mean, I know that that's always involved in every production, but you know, if you're Edgar Wright and you want to shoot and film and you've got a $110 million budget and someone's saying, oh, for financial and logistical reasons, you can't, I'm afraid. And you're suddenly working with a completely different medium. I'm sure that's not the reason. That's not the reason the film failed. I do think it's an Edgar Wright issue, but
I do, and which makes me sad. And I hope he comes back with something else that is Edgar Wright. You know, and it hasn't. All right, look, it hasn't got to be Spaced. I love Spaced because that was part of my childhood, and I loved Shaun of the Dead, and I loved that sort of stuff. It hasn't got to be that. That's cool. But I do love that style of shooting, and I do love that style of filmmaking. So I kind of hope that kind of comedy-ish stuff comes back, or he does something similar to that, especially with that style of editing and shooting, because I like it.
I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do a quick run-through, and we're going to rank Edgar Wright movies, right? Real quick,
bloody hell,
off the top of your head.
Okay,
right?
go.
I haven't seen 1995's A Fistful of Fingers. Have you?
No, that was his first film, wasn't it? Wasn't that his student project
That's what
or
started
something?
At the beginning.
That was before Spaced.
Yes,
I think.
Right, so let's start.
And he stars in it.
Right.
I think I have seen it, and I might have been quite high.
So let's start. 2004, Shaun of the Dead. S tier.
S.
Right. Hot Fuzz.
Come on, they're beating up zombies to Queen. I mean, fucking hell. Hot Fuzz. S.
Yep, S. Scott Pilgrim versus the World, 2010.
I haven't seen it. Do you know what? I haven't seen it in ages. I seem to remember it was all right. B.
I hated it. C tier. The Adventures of Tintin.
I've not seen it.
Me neither. The World's End.
B.
It
was a bit of a disappointment.
Ant-Man.
Not seen it. Oh. Isn't that a Marvel?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I didn't know he did it.
Yeah, it's quite good.
I didn't know he did a Marvel.
I'm going to
Fair
go
play.
B. Baby Driver.
A.
A.
Almost S, but A.
Yeah.
Because I liked... Yeah, come on.
The Sparks Brothers. A 2021 documentary film.
Never heard of it.
No idea either. Last Night in Soho.
Never heard of it.
I've seen it. I'll go with a B. Different. It's not... you wouldn't say it was an Edgar Wright movie.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
But probably a B. And then The Running Man.
D.
Oh!
Well, what are you getting a minute?
Well, so we gave the 87 Running Man a C.
A C. And I quite, I didn't. It was all right. I've got no hate for it.
I think, if I remember your words correctly, it was, I'm going to give it a C. It wasn't fucking dreadful, so I won't give it a D. So
yes, unlike this film, which is dreadful. So it's getting a D.
It's a C or a D for me.
Well, what is it? A C or a D? You can't be on the fence.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Do you know what? Was there any music in this movie?
I don't know.
I'm just going through our usual sort of...
I don't know. I mean, I didn't realise we were going that deep.
No, well, we're not. I mean, we've talked for 47 minutes, but...
Christ almighty. Fast forward. It's a forward.
I'll give it a... I'm going to give it a C.
All right.
I think there's far worse movies out there.
Oh, definitely. Have you seen The Room? We need to do The Room.
I've seen Blade Runner.
That's not fair.
No, it's not fair. Blade Runner is worthy of a high rank. I can't remember what I gave it. I think I gave it a B, didn't I?
I think you did. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say about The Running Man 2025?
It was shit.
The end.
Don't bother. Like, literally, don't bother. Like, really.
I mean, I'm never going to watch it again.
No, I'm not. Probably not going to watch the Arnie one again either.
I don't think I will watch that again now. No, I think...
Now that I've definitely got into it so much as well, that might be the last time I'm going to see that in my lifetime, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I'm not going to regret that when I'm lying wherever I am, dying. I'm not going to go, oh, shit, do you know what? I wish I'd seen Running Man just one more time. You know, it's not going to be one of the thoughts that going through my head.
There we are. Anyway, join me and AJ next week for the main Rewind show, as we'll be going to 1984 to talk about a film where a caravan park kid goes into space after winning an arcade game.
Do you reckon we could get that guy on our programme?
Well, let me tell you this. We will. Lance Guest joins us, the last starfighter himself.
As a guest.
As a guest. Guest as a guest. I cannot wait. Sorry about the mess. See you next time. Say goodbye, AJ.
Goodbye. Love you all. Merry Christmas.
Fucking hell, it's February or something.
Well, I suppose when this goes out, it'll be February. So Merry Christmas for, like, I don't know,
2026.
10 months. Yes, 2026. Whenever you're listening to this. Bye.
Bye.